Hello everyone, this is Taylor Edrington with Gorge Anglers in Canyon City, Colorado, the Arkansas River's oldest fly shop and guide service and only Orbis endorsed outfitter on the Arkansas. Thanks so much for viewing. This is an update fly fishing report on the Arkansas River, North America's longest gold medal river, 102 miles of gold medal water from Parkdale to the Lake Fork of the Arkansas. We are going to be focusing on activity in Bighorn Sheep Canyon, also a lot of corresponding activity upstream of Salida through Browns Canyon, etc. A lot going on the river right now. We're definitely in our fall fishery currently. That season is definitely rolling. A lot of mayfly activity, continuation of red quills, a few PMBs kicking around, still some stoneflies hatching, and a huge amount of blue-winged olive activity beginning, along with some good streamer activity and good subsurface activity as well. The river is currently at a very low level, as is typical for the fall season. We're running at about 400 CFS at Wellsville currently, and we expect that flow to maintain through, at least the end of October, anywhere from 350 CFS to 450 CFS during the brown trout spawning time period through, October and potentially into mid-November. This flow is as low as you're going to see the Arkansas River, all native flow coming from the headwater and contributing, inflows, native inflows from the top down. So, about 400 CFS at Wellsville and in the 200 CFS range in Granite. So that's kind of what you're looking at. Easy wading everywhere on the river right now. River is very, very clear. So our guides are running longer leaders, smaller tippet diameters at this point in time, due to the fact that, with those lower flows and clear, super clear water, I mean, as clear as can be, fish are a bit spookier, have to make a little bit longer casts, good presentations, have to have good mending, technique as well. Really need to get good drifts out there in order to be very productive. A lot of different rigging methods right now. Today, on October 12th, we've got, or October 11th, excuse me, we've got great overcast conditions, mid-60s and overcast, and we expect to see those conditions hold through the next 10 days, at least the partly overcast part, and I think highs in the low 80s to mid 70s, which is pretty typical for this time period in mid-September in this neck of the woods. So expect that, and expect good mayfly activity and hatch activity, especially in the mornings and the evenings during low light scenarios. If you do have an overcast day where it's overcast in the middle of the day, expect that mayfly activity to continue through the middle of the day. If it is a little bit brighter out there, typically our guides are running double nymph rigs or dry copper dropper rigs, dry dropper rigs at the very least. Long drops, if you're going dry dropper, we like 20 inches to 2 feet on your dropper. 5X or 6X fluorocarbon, depending on the hook size, off a red attractor, dry of some kind. We'll show you some patterns here in a second. If you are running those double nymph rigs, we like to run 4x fluorocarbon leaders to bigger stonefly, and then dropping, you know, a variety of bead heads that would be typical in the dry dropper rig as well. Focusing on the blue-winged olive life cycle, red quill life cycle, and various other attractor nymphs, and definitely the trico life cycle as well. So let's look at some flies. Let's start off with typically what our guides are running in the mornings and in the evenings, day in and day out, and that's a dry dropper rig. Up top, we're going a little bit smaller with our attractor dries, still focusing on foam bodies and some special patterns that we really like here on the Arkansas. The first is the chubby, and that's a size 16 or 14 tan body. We like the black foam tan body as well in that pattern. Again, we really like red, so the next few patterns are going to be red bodies, and one of my particular favorites is the Never St. Trude with the red body. That's a foam fly as well. Jaeger's 409. We like these, again, in the 12, 14, 16 range. Red, nice, easy to see fly, supports good weight. One of the favorites on the river right now is called the Hippie Stomper. That's the red body as well, foam. Got that nice poly wing, easy to see. And another favorite is the Tantrum with the red body. I also like this in the tan as well. Okay, so that's a really, really nice fly. Underneath, and again, these bead heads, these smaller droppers that I'm going to show you now, can be used underneath a dry that I've just showed you, that attractor dry, in a long drop, or can be used underneath a stonefly nymph or another large attractor nymph in a double or triple nymph rig. The droppers that we like right now focused on the hatches that are going on, and continuation of strong red quill activity. We like flies, you know, in the 16 to 18 size range with rust or red bodies. One of our favorites here is the Dirty Bird, which has that soft tackle collar. Really, really nice fly. Rick Takahashi's Go-To Pheasant Tail is one of the favorites here at the Fly Shop. We'd be really well on that fly. Okay. And then one of our breadwinners right now is Shay Gunkel's Radiation series, and we fish it in the peacock color as well as the orange and copper, and this is going to be the orange and copper. Okay. And then our next kind of biggest hatch right now, and what will become very prevalent throughout the Arkansas drainage, is the BWO hatch. We have a giant BWO hatch in the spring, and then again in the fall, starting about the first or second week of September and strengthening through the month of September, lasting all the way through November. So a lot of blue-winged olive activity. So the beadhead, the smaller droppers that I like are 18s and 20s. This is one called the Iron Lotus. Really, really good fly, oversized tungsten bead, nice and heavy, good profile. Another one of our favorites, the 2-bit hooker, that's Charlie Craven's pattern. Okay, 2 tungsten beads, gets down nicely. And then one of my particular favorites is the Pocket Water Betas. Has little rubber legs on it. Really, really nice fly. Those, again, 18s and 20s. Kind of dark olive in coloration on that kind of stuff. We do have a lot of caddis kicking around throughout the water column. We've got October caddis, which would be these bigger GTI caddis larvae in the subsurface straight. And then Bar's uncased caddis, another great representation for a variety of olive caddis, tan caddis, and even smaller October caddis. And lastly, tricos. A lot of tricos hatching out there still, and the trico nymphs are great to use as droppers. They're going to be jet black, size 20. This is what we call an STD Betas, Will Sands pattern. works great as a little trico. And then the 2-bit hooker, just like the 2-bit hooker I showed you earlier, but instead of light olive to dark olive in black. Okay. So those are good droppers to run under attractor dries, in a dry dropper system, dry copper dropper system, or to run under a stonefly. If you are nymphing in a double rig, the first fly in your rig, in our opinion, should be a stonefly. Fish are really looking at stoneflies. They're searching for stoneflies right now as a great source of calorie intake. Big food source right now. So we're fishing a variety of colors. The 20-incher that we tie here locally, Larry Kingery's version, is fantastic. Getting a little bit lighter, the epoxy back hairs here, really good representation right now. And then much lighter in the real golden colored golden stone category, the Biot stone, great fly, has been a great pattern this year. And then John Barr's tungstone is a great fly also. Those stone flies we're fishing in a size 8 to 14 or even 16. As far as hatch matching dries are concerned, we touched base on really the Mayfly activity that is great here, and we've seen a lot of red quills, continuation of those. We're starting to see some drakes, gray drakes, brown drakes, slate drakes, and green drakes. And also, like I said, BWOs are really starting to fire up. So expect for BWO activity throughout the life cycle stages to be fantastic as we move through September and into October, and even into November. We have good BWO hatches on Thanksgiving Day. So those are going to be around for a while yet. As far as the BWO adults are concerned, a few patterns to look at, and these are in the 18 and 20 range. The Film Critic BWO, that's Bob Quigley's, kind of a flag design, split flag design. The Purple Parachute, which is a favorite on this river, again, size 18 or 20. There's something about that purple color that fish just love. It is the most visible color to fish in the light spectrum, so we really like that fly. The Comparadun, really good fly in the fall. And then Bob Quigley's Hackle Stacker is probably my breadwinner pattern in the fall. Real slight profile, great fly, 18 or 20. Those are kind of all olive to dark olive bodies with the exception of the Purple Parachute. On the red quill side of things, going bigger, 14s and 16s on those adults. This is called a high-vis spinner, okay, profile spinner. And then your standard rusty spinner or quill spinner. Those are going to be your adults and spinners there for your red quills. And then basically on the trico side of things, we do like to focus on the spinner falls entirely. One great pattern that I like to fish on the surface or drowned beneath another attractor dry is the drowned trico. And the chubby trico is kind of our go-to spinner for the tricos. And those are so small, typically size 20, 22, so we like to run those under another attractor dry. Never sink truths or hippie stompers, and the smaller sizes are great to keep, visual contact with your rig there. As far as streamers go, we're still running tandem streamer rigs, and so we really like, to run bigger stuff up top, and we do like to run, your big, articulated style streamers like your baby gongas in olive. That's Charlie Craven's fly, one of our favorites this season, a new fly. Also in black. We love that baby gonga in black. And then, again, more of Charlie Craven's designs. Can't say enough good things about his patterns on the Arkansas. The Dirty Hippie in tan. and the dirty hippie in olive. Those are my lead flies. And then underneath, I like a traditional pattern, which is the muddler, weighted muddler minnow. Okay. And also this John Bar Slump Buster in a size 10, natural and black, good colors on those. So really a lot of things going on, a lot of things to keep track of, especially in the Mayfly life cycle, you know, as far as BWOs, red quills, pale morning duns, drakes. You know, we are in that fall time period, which is one of our favorites, no doubt about it. You know, the weather's beautiful, the river's in fantastic shape, you know, easy wading, fair floating, although we take wading over floating just because fish are a little bit more spooky from the boat this time of year. But there's really a lot of good opportunity for anglers out there right now, and can't beat the weather in the fall, you know, and even the leaves are starting to change here, so it's just a beautiful time to spend time on the water. If we can answer any questions about the fall fishing on the Arkansas or the South Platte, which we are one of the oldest permit holders on the Dream Stream as well. So with the bigger brown trout, lake run fish starting to make their way into the system this month on the South Platte. If you have any questions about those kind of trips, do give us a call. We're always available Monday through Saturday, 7:30 a.m. through 5 p.m., Sunday, 7:30 a.m. through 1 p.m. You can reach us toll-free, 888-994-6743, or via email at info@royalgorgeanglers.com. Thanks so much for viewing, and let us know if we can help you out with respect to any fly information, any access information, or any guide service information. We do run guide trips 365 days a year, and the Arkansas tailwater will be coming online as well, which is our premier winter fishery. So definitely book those dates in advance if you're looking at, you know, Thanksgiving time period or Christmas time period, etc. Thanks so much for viewing. Again, my name is Taylor, Royal Gorge Anglers, Inc. You can reach us 888-994-6743, and have a fantastic day on the water.